Have you been paying attention that mortgage rates are now almost back in the 5% range? What in the world is going on? So that's what I'm here for. My name is Dan Frio. I do the rate update to inform and educate you guys everything real estate. We try to focus in on the channel is the financing part of this equation. So what we're going to talk about today is the economic calendar is taking place this week. So what in the economy, what in the news might play a role in mortgage rates and other things, especially in housing. And then the other part of this is I want to talk to you guys about is how people are house hacking at this point. And an intriguing part of the house hacking is how you can buy a 2-unit, a 3-unit, maybe even a 4-unit building with only 3.5% down. Is that possible? You're going to learn that here at the end of this video. So what we do at the beginning of this is I try to explain to you guys what's going on in the economy, especially the economic calendar for the week. It's going to play a role and when it comes to mortgage rates. So let's look at the news that's coming out this week and let's see how that's going to play a role this week. So what we're seeing right now is yesterday the markets were closed, no real new news coming in until Wednesday, and then look at the news that we got coming in on Wednesday. We have core retail sales, which I don't really focus in on that, but the one area that we will be focusing in on Wednesday, the PPI. Now you might say, Dan, what in the world is a PPI? Well, great question. The PPI is basically the producer price index, okay? What that means is basically what is the inflation rate or what are the inflation numbers on the producer side of the equation? So think of this. By time for the inflation numbers to hit us, the consumer, it already had to pass through the producers. So we follow the producer price index to see how much inflation is going up on the producer side. Then we can figure out how much to expect that that's going to roll over or flow over into the consumer side. So we have that news coming out on Wednesday. That's going to play a big role because why? Well, that's what the Federal Reserve is watching. They're trying to curtail inflation. They're trying to put a lid on inflation. Then we get into Thursday, and what you're seeing on Thursday is some building permits and so forth. I want to go over those numbers with you real quick, what the expectations are and where a lot of people are moving, especially builders are moving their production to. Let's talk about that right now. Right here, if you go over to the number of permits, I've learned in the last month, and I've talked to probably over 100 different people. I've been doing mortgage consultations for first-time homebuyers for the last 2-3 weeks, and I have about 9 a day that I do, actually 9 a day. Most of the people are looking to do this. They're like, I want a single family home, or I would like to, because in my area, houses are so expensive, I want to buy a 2-unit, maybe a 3-unit, maybe even a 4-unit building to help, me generate some extra income to help afford the house. So do you know what the economy is doing, what builders are doing right now? Well, they're basically cutting way back on the production of single-family homes, and you're going to see this real here, and I'll put this link to this article down below so you guys can read it. But if you go down through here, you're seeing here's where building permits right now are on single-family homes, and you're going to see orange all over the place. There's only a couple sections that you're seeing blacked out on your screen. Those on my screen are actually showing green. Those are the only areas that have an uptick in single-family building permits. But here's the intriguing thing. Look at what the builders are doing now. Here's what they're doing when it comes to multifamily homes. They're ramping up production there. Why? Because that's where their market is going. That's where their buyers are going. They're trying to buy a 2-unit building, a 3-unit, maybe a 4-unit building so they can get rents to help them afford that housing payment. Well, did you know that FHA right here, let's go over to the FHA programs. Here's the FHA programs. Did you know that you can get an FHA loan with down to a 500 credit score? Well, I challenge you to do this. If you have a 500 credit score, call about 100 different banks today and then report back to me and let me know how many didn't basically hang up on you. So yes, FHA will go down to a 500 credit score, but it's really hard to get approved down to a 500 credit score. Anytime you have less than a 580 credit score, you're going to need at least 10% down. So why did I say that? Well, look at the guidelines here. You can see where the guidelines are 500 FICO and greater, but again, a 580 credit score and higher will get you into where it says down payment. You only need 3.5% of a down payment. Even if you're buying a single family, a 2-unit, look down here, property types, 2-unit, 3-unit, 4-unit. You can go up to a 4-unit building and still go with an FHA loan with 3.5% down. Look at the alternatives. If you were to go with a conventional loan, you're most likely looking at 20% of a down payment. Think how much money you would not have to put down if you went with an FHA loan. And then think how much rents you can get from a 2, maybe 3 or 4 unit building that help you make those housing payments and make that more affordable. So if you want to find out more about FHAs and what it's all about, go visit us at therateupdate.com. And what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to resources. You see that section here. You're going to click resources right there, and it's going to bring you up to loan programs. All right, there we go. You go down through here and you're going to see fixed rate, ARMs, interest only, and so forth. And then you're going to see a breakdown of the mortgage products that we offer. You can go down to FHA and click this, and it'll bring up all the guidelines and reiterate you only need 3.5% down. You can buy up to a 4-unit building, and gives you all the information you need to know about that. So that's what I want to explain to you guys today. More and more builders are going with multifamily buildings, and more buyers are also looking at multifamily buildings, and the FHA program might be the best for you if that's the direction you're trying to take. So if you like my videos and you want to subscribe, please do that down below. Make sure you hit the bell every time we post a video. You get an alert, and you'll be especially alerted when we do our live events every Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time to discuss with you guys live all your questions that you have when it comes to buying your first home. So thank you so much for watching this morning, guys. Take care. Have a fantastic day. And if we could be of any help, please reach out to us. We'd love to help. Take care. Bye-bye.